now, our service is about to begin. We ask that you please silence your cell phones. We welcome guests and visitors, members and friends, everyone gathered here this morning and virtually live on Facebook. Come into this place and let its silence fuel your spirit. Come into this place of memory and let its history warm your soul. Come into this place of prophecy and power and let its vision open your heart. My name is Jess Dunn-Safonof, and I am your worship associate this morning, and I'll also be leading today's service. I'm a member of this congregation and currently serve as our Director of Religious Education and the Office Administrator. Video of today's service will be available on our YouTube channel later today, and if you care to tweet during today's service, you can use the hashtag UUCSJS. To those gathered live on Facebook, we welcome your comments as well as your joys and sorrows on that platform. Please remember that this video will be on the internet, so do not share information best kept private. Welcome to worship.
When April showers may come away, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining, you know it's raining violets. And when you can sing along with me, see clouds above the hill, you soon will see clouds of daffodils. So keep on looking for that bluebird and listening for his song whenever April showers come along. Whenever April showers come along. Happy April, everybody.
Welcome into this place of healing. Welcome into this place of challenge and of growth. Welcome into this place of imperfection and aspiration. Here you are whole. Here you are holy. Here you are wholly loved. Today's service is a bit different than usual. It's a pickup service. So if you've ever wondered what goes into creating a Sunday worship service, how do the speakers choose their topic? How do they find the right words for the chalice lighting, the reflection, the music, the story? Well, if you're gathered here with us today, you're going to find out how that happens because you are going to craft today's service. Spread out around the sanctuary are 4 different stations, each with the content needed to create a worship element. There's a station for chalice lighting, prayers and meditations. There's a station for readings and reflections. There's a station for a time for all ages and a main message story. And there's a station for music. So what you're going to do when I tell you, don't do anything yet, but when it's time, you're going to choose which station sort of calls to you, which one do you want to be involved in choosing for today, and you'll make your way there. Have a second choice in mind in case that station's a little booked so we can spread out a little bit. Once you get to your station, you'll have 2 things to do. The first will be to choose the elements that'll go into our worship service, and there are specific directions at each station. Basically, you'll look over all the selections that are available there and vote on your choice that you like best. Some stations you'll have to choose a volunteer who will come up here to present the element, but there are specific directions at each station for each element. So, without moving anywhere, think about which group you want to go to, you'll have 10 minutes to make your selections. When your group is finished, please return to your seat so that I know your group is done. If you're the volunteer who's reading, make sure to bring the selection with you so you have it ready when you come up here. And if you have any questions, I'll be around. All right, so we have 10 minutes. You can make your way to your stations now.
Hey, Jess, what's the name of the place you work? Oh, cool.
So our friend actually works on a farm. So I don't know any more about what she does. Nice talking to you. Nice to meet you.
So all of our groups have finished. How was that? Did you like that? Yeah. It was interesting to get your say, and I can't wait to see how hopefully this will all work out, and we've all picked things that work together. We'll see how it goes. But first up this morning will be our chalice lighting. So can I have the reader for the chalice lighting group come up?
We gather into this circle. We gather into this circle of care, to dream, to envision, to embody and achieve the compassion we dream, the justice we envision, the dignity of each, and an ever-growing circle of love and justice.
And what's our gathering? Oh, thank you, Julian. Thank you to that group.
We should get someone who chose. Pat, would you like to announce
For our gathering hymn.
for our gathering hymn? Would you? Come here. Everyone, meet Pat. She was the boss with the hot sauce today. So, tell everyone.
Our gathering hymn today is I've Got Peace Like a River.
Thank you. Don't you take that paper. I'll be in big trouble.
So it's number 100, but I think we have the lyrics out there, right? Does everyone have the lyric?
No.
It's a pretty simple lyric.
No.
If you don't have the lyric, it's hymn number 100.
Just wait it.
So it's peace like a river, joy like a fountain, love like an ocean. That's what we're going to do, and I'll shout it out to you.
All right.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Got joy like a fountain.
Where we ask our members and friends to give us a financial commitment, a pledge, to help us with our budgeting for the next fiscal year. Our goal was $135,000 in financial commitments, and as of today, we have $106,360, or 78% of our goal. So making progress. Each week during this season, I also have asked a member of the congregation to do a short testimonial about what UUCSJS means to them. And today it will be Mike Panisian.
Good morning. Good morning. My testimonial is somewhat similar to Maxine's from last week, although not as colorful. As a child, I was required with my brother to go to Catholic church every Sunday. My parents never went. I'm 2 years old, actually, 2 years and 57 minutes older than my brother. You can work that out. And the nun kept harping on me. Bring your parents. Bring your parents. Well, if you knew my father, you weren't about telling him to do anything. He was, as he often said, the Lord and Master. Well, a few years of Catholic Church convinced me of two things. One, I didn't care for the Catholic Church. And two, I'm very happy being an atheist. And I am a devout atheist. That means the idea of going to church to me for decades was an anathema. Through various mechanisms that don't apply today to this talk, I discovered UU and saw that it was welcoming to everyone. And I very much liked that. And ever since I showed up the first time, except during the pandemic. I've been here every week except when I'm out of state. Now, there's more to it than that. Those of you who were here for the past few months know that recently Nancy and I remarried. For those of you who didn't know, we were married in May of '09, we got divorced in December of '15, and then last January 17th we remarried. I think UU played a significant part in that, at least for me. I have no intention of speaking for Nancy. When you've been married as often as I have, you learn. I'm slow, but you learn. Nancy's laughing the loudest. This was something that Nancy and I could do with a group of other people. Yes, we're both very interested in dragonflies. We do attend dragonfly festivals. Yes, there is such a thing. But it wasn't something that we were doing every week. And it wasn't with a group of people who, quite frankly, have become amongst our closest friends. So for me, UU has been a wonderful life-saving thing, life-enriching thing. I might note, Nancy is not an atheist. That's no problem. I don't try to convince her. She doesn't try to convince me to change. We're just happy with our own situation. And UU is very supportive of that, for which I'm quite grateful. Thank you.
We have our Time for All Ages. So can I have the volunteer for that come up? And while the volunteer is doing that, the children will collect the donations that you brought for the food pantries and local animal shelters. When you're done, go back to your seats.
We're going to hold you in our love anyway, as you go, as you go. Collecting the gifts that help so many people so to nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go. Good morning.
So today's Time for All Ages message is how the spider symbol came to the people, a story of the Osage Plains Indians. One day, the chief of the isolated earth people was hunting in the forest. He was hunting for a symbol to give life to his people, some great and powerful animal that would show itself to him and teach him an important lesson. As he hunted, he spied the tracks of a huge deer. The chief became very excited. "Grandfather Deer," he said, "surely you are going to show yourself to me. You're going to teach me a lesson and become one of the symbols of my people." The chief began following the deer's tracks. His eyes were on nothing else, and he went faster and faster through the forest. Suddenly, the chief ran right into a huge spider's web that had been strung across between the trees. It made him stumble. When he got to his feet, he was angry. He struck at the spider, but the spider dodged aside and climbed out of reach. "Grandson," the spider said, "why do you run through the woods looking at nothing but the ground? Why do you act as if you were blind?" The chief answered, "I was following the tracks of a great deer. I am seeking a symbol to give life and strength to my people." "I can be such a symbol," said the spider. How could you give strength to my people, the chief asked. You are small and weak, and I don't even see you. Grandson, said the spider, look upon me. I am patient, I watch, and I wait. Then all things come to me. If your people learn this, they will be strong indeed. The chief saw that it was so, and the spider became one of the symbols of the Osage people.
Thank you, that was a great story. A book is provided in the foyer in which you are invited to write whatever joys and sorrows you have as you enter. Oh goodness, I probably should have read this ahead of time. Oh, Maxine. Maxine said that she had a wonderful Passover. No, I can't read your handwriting. You want to tell us what it is? Something about Passover is here.
No, Passover starts Wednesday evening at sundown.
Oh, it starts on Wednesday evening at sundown.
And we're going to be doing the whole Seder and the dinner, 10 of us.
Wow, she's going to be hosting 10 people for a Seder dinner. I don't think I was invited for yours. But that's fantastic. I love a good UU Passover Seder. That's fantastic. We'll have a wonderful time. And anyone who's invited, enjoy. I hear Maxine's food is delicious. So thank you. I apologize for not being able to read it. Let us share in a quiet time together to reflect on our week. During the musical interlude, you may come forward and place a pebble in the water to acknowledge a personal joy or sorrow. be in the spirit of prayer. Blessed and holy creation, universe of wonder, mystery beyond definition, we share today our joys and sorrows, listening deeply to the things that cause us to weep or worry, and lifting our hearts as one at those things we would celebrate together. Our hearts are touched by the shared ritual, and we are connected. Spirit of life, help us to be present with all that is our life, both our deepest sorrows and our greatest joys, so that we can truly live, engaging fully in our own life and in our community. Spirit of community, help us know how linked we are, how each one of our cares touches us all. Help us to ask for support when we need it and offer our support to others when we are able, so that we may rest in the solace of one another's love. Spirit of love, and help us to love our neighbors as we love ourselves, so that we might fully embody love and resist hatred. Spirit of resistance, help us to stick up for what is right, even when we are tired or afraid. Help us to dream of the world as it should be and act to bring that world about. Help us to find hope each day. Spirit of hope, help us through this day and each day. Help us to be present for all that is our life. For this we pray, amen, and blessed be.
I'll sing the melody, and then we're going to sing this together. It's be the change, and then I am the change, and then I am twice.
We will now take a moment to give and receive this morning's offering. In a moment, the ushers will come forward to pass the offertory baskets among those who are in attendance. If this is your first time visiting us today, please let the basket pass, as your presence is gift enough. If you would like to text a donation, you can do so to 609-293-4495. And for those participating online, please visit UUCSJS.org and click on the yellow donate button for ways to donate there. Each week, we see a small and sometimes great miracle happen as people open their hearts and share their resources with this community of spiritual growth. No matter how you support us, we appreciate you and your generous heart. After all, your donation is what keeps us going. And no matter how those gifts are offered, they are always most gratefully received. The ushers will now accept this morning's offering. It's now time for the reflection, so can I have the volunteer for the reflection to come up?
Reflection, Out of the Flames by Sarah Eileen Lawal. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hope to heal a fractured and hurting world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, the wonder and awe of all there is and all there is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love. Love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames, we rise.
Thank you, Maxine. I'm excited how well this is going so far. This was like a risk. Like, nobody knew what any of the other groups were picking. This totally could have went wrong. I know, I'm not going to jinx it, but we only have a couple more pieces.
Okay, all right. 2 more songs, man. 2 more songs.
Well, I have a really good story that they picked for us called What Would You Do? So first I need you to sort of put on your imagination caps because we're going to do a little bit of pretending. Excellent work, I saw you. So raise your hand if you've ever been to a baseball game. All right, we have a lot of baseball fans. Excellent. Any of you follow a team that's like your team? Not as many, but all right, yeah. Well, I have bad news for you. Here's where that imagination game comes in. I just received an advanced copy of a statement that'll be released tomorrow by our governor, and it's very surprising. It reads, hear ye, it's old-fashioned language, just go with it. All citizens of New Jersey, effective immediately, are hereby notified that baseball is now illegal within our borders. From today onward, it is absolutely forbidden to watch baseball, play baseball, or go to a baseball game. Forget about that hooting and hollering about your team because you're totally putting yourself out there for being against the law. You can't even stand in your backyard with a ball and a bat. Don't ask why. We have reasons, and we mean it. No matter how old you are or which team you used to root for, you will be in huge trouble and go to jail for a long time if you watch or play baseball in the state of New Jersey starting today. Baseball is going to be illegal? What would you do? So let's pretend, what would you do if you could go to jail for playing baseball or watching it? Anybody have a response? What do you think you would do if this was a real situation?
Play soccer.
We could play something else, right? Soccer is very popular in the rest of the world. We could go to different states, right? The Phillies are probably our home team around here anyway. What else? We could totally break the law and just do it anyway. They'd have to catch us, right?
Protest.
We could protest. Let's organize something and have our...
I'd have a rally.
That's right.
Baseball bat.
Seems dangerous, but I'll go with it. These are all possible ways that we could respond. Now, maybe this law doesn't affect you. I'm not really a fan of baseball, so I'm just going to shrug it off, right? Maybe the threat of prison scares you enough to stop playing and pick a different sport, or to maybe just sneak around where no one can see you and do it anyway. Now, this kind of is a funny example to talk about, right? But there are countries where doing simple, everyday things are forbidden. A lot of the time, those forbidden things have to do with speaking your mind or practicing your religion. Imagine that you woke up tomorrow and instead of baseball being against the law, being a Unitarian Universalist was against the law. That's a decision, that's a problem that some of our religious ancestors faced. Nearly 500 years ago in Europe, people got tired of being told that there was only one way to practice religion. They began to read the Bible themselves and they thought about it, which meant that they started to come up with new religious beliefs. A few of them were our religious ancestors. They were part of a movement called the Radical Reformation. And they talked about a new religious belief that we today would call Unitarian. These brave people began to practice being Unitarians even though it was forbidden. And they could get in a lot of trouble. And guess what? They did get in a lot of trouble. Some of them said, "Oh, stop, it's not that important to me. I'll go along with whatever we're supposed to believe." Some of them said, "I'll be a Unitarian in secret with people that I trust. But in public, I'll pretend to go along with whatever I'm told." But some of them said, "I'm out of here." They just left the places where it was dangerous to be a Unitarian. And they found places where it was safer. But some others said, I'm going to be a Unitarian anyway, and I'm going to talk about my beliefs, even if it gets me in trouble, because I can't deny my conscience or my faith. The truth is, we needed all of those Unitarians. The ones like Michael Servetus, who died because of his courage and faith. The ones who fled to other countries, like Faustus Socinus. The ones who practiced and taught Unitarian beliefs in secret. And maybe even we needed the people who said, it's not that important. Because guess what? They still got to make a choice. You'll be happy to know that it's safe to play and watch baseball in New Jersey, but I hope you're also happy to be a UU. Let's be grateful for the people throughout the past 500 years who made sure that we could inherit this faith and take care of it for the next generation. And we have our closing hymn. We'll give you a second to tell us what that one's going to be.
Number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Blue Boat. Oh, that's my favorite.
Are there lyrics up here? But they're all handed out.
There's just one set.
Oh, okay. If you want to sing along, you can grab the blue book. I'm grateful to my choir for coming in early today and going over 100 songs that might possibly be played today. They were awesome.
And we have our closing words for today. Can I have the volunteer?
Loving to Resist the Broken-Hearted World by Ronnie Biggs, intern minister, Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg. Spirit of life, God of great love, they who are holy and known by many and no names at all. Please be there for those who gather and those who still seek you. There are endless times when we as beloved members of God's kingdom cannot make up our minds and do not defend ourselves or others as we should. Give us the strength to resist when we need to resist, and the courage to know when our resistance gets in the way of love's extraordinary mission to which you are called. Spirit of life, God of great love, this is our humble ask, to push us, challenge us, and guide us. Love us into being and inspire us to put our values into action in a broken-hearted world.
Say the words aloud after I repeat them in the order of service for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
I invite the choir to come on up.
great elements for our worship. You did an excellent job, and thank you to our volunteers who came up to share those elements. Everything was fantastic. And thank you for coming for the all ages pickup service, because it wouldn't have happened without all of you, so thank you. There are a few announcements for this week. We recently enjoyed our first circle dinner since the pandemic lockdown. Now it's time to sign up for a second one, which will be on Saturday, April 22nd. The sign-up sheets are in the rear of the sanctuary there. And if you have any information, you can talk to Betsy Seawright. Essentially, the circle dinners are a gathering of people from the congregation in which everyone is placed in a group of 8 and is assigned to bring one of the courses for the dinner. There's more information back there. The Margaret Circle will meet this Thursday at 1 p.m. The topic will be a discussion led by Julie Spradling. We will discuss the wisdom we've accumulated on navigating through life with all the years that we represent. This should be a lot, and will make a very interesting discussion. All women in the congregation are invited to attend. We will hold Blue Jeans Sunday on May 7th, right after the service, so mark your calendars. The work needed includes dusting, scrubbing, windows, yard work, and mulch spreading. A few folks who aren't afraid of heights are needed to help with some tall items, and you can contact Barbara Miller or Richard Schurig for more information. Join us next Sunday for poet Eleanor Mattern. She will invite those gathered into an experience with poems that touch on the spiritual realm, looking at the fine or non-existent line between poems and prayers, experiencing moments when poems cross over into mystery. Journey far enough into the terrain of language, it seems, and the heart will begin to speak. Jane Hirschfield. Eleanor Mattern is a poet, artist, and educator whose twin joys of poetry and the spiritual path come together in her own writing and in her teaching and speaking. She currently teaches many aspects of writing and poetry on a freelance basis after retiring from teaching English at Atlantic Cape Community College. She earned her Master of Fine Arts degree in creative writing from Fairleigh Dickinson University, and her poems and nonfiction have appeared in numerous journals and newspapers, including the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Boston Globe, Patterson Literary Review, and Tiferet, A Journey of Spiritual Poetry. We warmly welcome all of you who are visiting us today. Now let us share in a moment of silent reflection to consider today's message and the meaning it has in our lives.